Welcome to the newest video, Soldier. Today I wanted to go over the tier list. I wanted to rank every character in the 1.2 patch before 1.3 comes out. So this is going to be my 1.2 tier list for nasb 2. Now I've been to tournaments recently and I've been going out and doing it up in that sense. I'm going to a local tonight, I think. And I have a lot of opinions about characters because I'm in All-Star rank and I've been playing a lot. I played in the early access. I played a lot in general. And I feel like the more I play, the more I look back and think about everything that's happened up to now, including the buffs and nerfs and who's doing good online and in tournaments. And I want to start out by saying I think Garfield and El Tigre probably the upper echelon right now. As the 1.3 patch comes out, I'm not sure it's going to change. I think maybe El Tigre might be able to edge out against Garfield because Garfield is actually getting nerfs to his movement speed, and some other things are getting changed, and the whole entire patch is pretty huge. So if you want to check out the patch for 1.3, I have a video on it. It's going to be probably in the top right corner on the card here, but for right now I just want to talk about them really quick. These two characters, they're basically like spaceys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in a Smash sense, like melee, like P+. Basically El Tigre to me reminds me of like a wolf, where like you have shine but you got a combo and these other things, and it's kind of intricate. You have a Rubik's Cube of options, but you have to make sure you do the right ones. I think he is a little bit harder to get a grasp on than Garfield, but Garfield, he feels like Fox Falco in melee. Like, he just feels like the same exact thing, except for his recovery is like a middle ground between being kind of bad and you can cancel out of it, so it's okay. Like, I like his stuff. I like that you're gonna have to use a Sugar Rush from now on more in the future, but right now in 1.2 patch, as of this video, he's definitely really strong. Garfield, I think, is the best. I played against Cake Assault and I'll tell you right now, Cake Assault 1 Heat Wave did pretty good at Slime Box, and I think Garfield's a menace. But yes, those are who I think right now are the two best. I think also Lucy Loud, maybe Lucy Loud beats them. From what I've seen in the Slime Box and how the stuff went on the Slime Box, at least from what I've seen and how like I've seen Lucy's, I fought against them online too for All-Star rank. They are difficult to deal with and they combo pretty free. I like Lucy a lot. She's got a lot of things to do. If you don't know what character to play, maybe Lucy is for you because she's got 3 different modes of play style. And I feel like it's like that Pokemon trainer effect where like in Smash, if you don't know who to pick a character that has multiple characters in one, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I think about when I think of the Angry Beavers. Like the Angry Beavers, I think they're actually insane. Now, there's no other characters in A right now, so I don't think they're the top of A, but I think they're the middle pack of A. I think that they're amazing. The only thing that's stopping them really is their recovery is kind of weird, and also his, like, some of it can be bad if you don't cancel out of it. Also kind of unpredictable because sometimes, you know, you got to depend on like the drift. But combo wise, insane. Literally one of the most insane combos I've seen, and the combinations just from literally up throwing into up tilt or whatever the moves and like just re-grabbing is like insane on them right now. Norbert has the kill options, while Dag, he's insane too because he can literally like do some crazy down throw, like side B cancel, re-grab, like insane stuff, like side special combos where he's like or up special combos where he's like a tornado. He has a lot of possibilities, so I like them. I might even rank them individually because it looks like they have them here, but we'll do that in the future, it looks like. Next on my list that I want to talk about, I think Azula is still going to be right there at the bottom. She's harder to deal with. She's got like that Mewtwo up smash where like it just comes out of shield whenever it's huge. It's in front of her. It can scoop up. It can hit on around that little sphere in front, on top of her, little oblong, little fire. The fire above her is a problem for a lot of characters because they can't get it on her. You can't down air her. You can't do a lot of things and get in on her. Like those nerfs are coming, sure, and she did get nerfed in the patch recently. But 1.3 patch, I feel like she's going to be a little bit worse. She'll probably drop out of S tier to me because she's going to finally get the nerfs that she kind of needs to be dealt with, because she can do like almost like a free unpunishable side special to get back when she can slime cancel it. She can also empower slime it, power slime her up special. She can use the up special to combo. She can ladder with it. Like she has a lot of crazy stuff, and also her combos are like almost guaranteed. It's a little ridiculous because she can just up air and it's like, oh, I can move now, and it's like, no, she's gonna double jump up air me again. Sweet spot, I'm stuck in hit stun. Like it's kind of a lot of hit stun for something that doesn't seem to be that deep of a hit. Like it shouldn't be that much a hit stun for a move that I feel like isn't that crazy. Like it's not hard to hit an up air. It's like one of the biggest up airs in the game outside of like other moves that are huge like that, like Reptar. But she's got a lot of moves that are really good for her. I fought one in a tournament, I beat them, but I swear I've never fought so many Azulas as when I've had to grind for All-Star rank. Every single game I played was Azula, and then maybe 1 or 2 other characters. It was majority Azula all the time, and I played a lot of Azula, and I played against her a lot. I think she's crazy. That Nair is nice, but people use her really bad. I feel like there's only a certain amount of players that are really good with her right now, and I feel like if people actually caught up with her before the nerfs, I could be really nasty with her. In a sense, I was thinking about Captain Falcon, but you know what? I think Gertie is better than I thought she was initially. The first tier list you guys saw, I put her lower, but I'm putting her at the top of B because her recovery, even though it is kind of bad, she can mix up and do different things and change it up to a point where it's not as bad. It's just more the range is kind of bad. Like she has like a Joker up special, but it's as bad as Joker up special if you're far. If you're a certain length away from ledge, you just automatically die. You don't get to grab ledge, which kind of sucks. I don't like that about her, but I like her a lot. I think she's really interesting. She's also kind of scary because she can burst you really bad like Captain Falcon can. And I respect her damage. I respect her, and I try to just like pretty much run away and hit her and try to hit and run. She can get in on me, but if I get the combos on her, she also just explodes. I feel like she doesn't really have any get off me tools, but she has tools to combo you pretty badly into knee and all these other things, especially when they added some more stuff to her to make her better. She might even be A tier next patch. We'll see how the patch works out. Speaking of patches, they've been patching Reptar a lot. Maybe he might even be the top of A tier because of how much damage he outputted. They had to nerf that and fix it and tune it a little bit because he was just putting out way more. Like there's not very many heavies in the game, I would say. Plankton may be the only other heavy character, like actually heavy character in the game. And I get it that he would do more damage, but he's still like as agile as a lot of the cast, you know? So maybe he shouldn't be doing more damage and also being as agile and having all these cancels that are ridiculous. A lot of them run away because they want to get their fireballs. They use a lot of moves that are either not going to get punished or they're big enough to potentially like hit you and they can see that and then maybe retaliate on combo. Scary character to fight. I definitely doubted him a little bit because I played him and I wasn't necessarily sure. I did combo with him and I felt like he was good, but I did not know about the damage stuff. The damage, I felt like that was what made him super broken back before they nerfed it or are changing it in the future. And a lot of his other stuff's getting changed, like his damage output and also other stuff is getting changed. But I think what big thing about him too was that he not only has these disgusting combos, his recovery is very like misleading. He can recover pretty well, and I think that character's pretty good. If you like Reptar, he's a pretty good character. So good that he's getting nerfed like every patch. So if you guys like Reptar, keep playing him. He's gonna feel good still. It's just they need to adjust things, and that's like what I like about what they're doing with nasb 2 is they're actually adjusting things very fast and staying on top of stuff. A character I think that's not very good, dude, and I'm really sorry to say, but I think Rocco, although he has some stuff that is good right now and I think that he could be higher, I still think that he's not that great. Like he kind of is a little awkward. He has some things like he can get some tools out and run away from you, but the tools are ultimately kind of weak. You can just like strong hit them and they get reflected onto him, so like it's not that big of a deal. His ledge game is okay. His recovery game sucks, which I think that's the problem. His vertical is great, but outside of that, his horizontal is very bad. I think he's an interesting character. He can also mix up with that up special, like and rock it down onto you, so it's very misleading. It gets scary because he can just do it out of nowhere. I think that Spunky and all the other stuff he's got, like the little tools he has, like the jackhammer stuff, all that stuff's great and dandy, but it definitely feels a little like lackluster. He's kind of strong, I would say, in certain moves that he has, like when his eyes pop out. I don't know what the move that is, if it's like neutral charge, but I think that move's pretty strong. He's got some other things that are strong, and his combo game is kind of okay, but it's just okay. Like I don't feel that great about him. Might be a little bold to put him this low. I was thinking about C, but I think D might be fitting because the ones that I've seen him fought and seen in a tournament, like I don't know if they're there yet or if it's the character kind of lacking some things. Next, we're gonna go to Aang. I think Aang is up there and also very annoying to fight. I think that double jump that he has, 3 jumps or 2 jumps, I think that's ridiculous. I did say that he would be ridiculous when he came out, and I'd say that he'd be strong, but I wasn't necessarily sure how strong. I fought a few of them. They're very agile, but because Nickelodeon All Star Brawl has actually made this game pretty good, they made it so that lighter characters die early, so characters like Aang can't be that big of a problem. Hopefully his weight's, you know, not that too big of a problem. I feel like I can kill him pretty easily compared to the rest of the cast, but I still think he's really strong. I think that up special cancel especially is really ridiculous. He can do some things that are kind of crazy. And his combo game's up there when he gets going, but I feel like it's that needle that he has is ridiculous. Like it's that needle he has, and his combo game, especially from the needle, or being able to like grab, and his throw game and his nair being different and better now. I feel like he's just a lot better. Plus that extra jump they gave him, probably above the Air Beavers, I would say. But just because recovery, like Air Beavers kind of don't have that recovery. Danny Phantom, like I feel like he is ridiculous. I fought a good one, and I can say that they feel like impossible to a degree if you don't get the hits where you need them. I definitely feel like he's like actually good. The fact that we don't have the rock, paper, scissors thing to mess him up anymore is really nice. I feel like his movement's really good. His skin game is really good too. Not that it has anything to do with his ranking, but I feel like he actually has dope skins compared to a lot of the cast. Like a lot of the cast don't have as cool of ones as him. He does himself justice. Like he actually has a good moveset. He does the ghost set really well. The intangibility is ridiculous. You know, the teleport combos and the ridiculous things you can do with him and stuff like that is nice and really cool to see. The little ice beam or whatever can like 2-frame or like and hit you in a terrible angle. Like I think he's a pretty good character. Very hard to deal with to a degree, but people don't play him very much, so I don't really know. Jimmy Neutron, I think he's pretty good, but he has some things like Rocco where he's kind of awkward. I think that you can play him really, really well, but your brain has to be IQ 3000. Even though you have to play him like perfect, I feel like he's still pretty good. Keep in mind, guys, even though I might put somebody in C or D, I'm not saying they're not viable. Like we just have to have these lower tiers because I don't believe in having only S and A or only having like certain tiers. We'll see how more viable they are as the game lives on, but yeah. Speaking of the game living on, because of nasb 1, this character I thought he'd be really good, but I feel like he has some bugs and stuff. I think he might be pretty good still. It's just he's buggy a little bit. Some of the things that he has don't work properly or disappear. He definitely is a Rosalina type character where he should be higher, but I'm not sure if it's because I haven't played enough of them that are really good with him. I've only played ones that are bad with him, but I've seen a lot of them that are good with him. He just looks like he's demanding. Some of his stuff looks like it should kill, doesn't kill sometimes, or like the knockbacks are not that bad or enough, like on his down smash in the air. The aerial one, I feel like it should kill. I feel like I've seen some bugs though, and I've also heard from people that I've played with that there's some bugs going on with him. That's the only thing I can say about him right now. I fought against a lot of them. He's very small, which I think is really good for him, but he's very light. He dies super early. I can't say much outside of that. How are you going to be able to, you know, trap me and keep me away if you can't even live, right? Without Gur and stuff, he just dies, and it's kind of sad. I'm sure they'll do something to him or improve him. I think they have some stuff for him coming soon too. Now we're going to talk about the turtles. I feel like Donatello's pretty good, but he like lingers between B and C for me right now. He is kind of annoying to fight because he's a little trickster, but at the same token, he's like, you know what he's going to do. You know what he wants. You know what he's going to do. You know he's got these really strong moves that he's going to do over and over again. And you know that he might even like double up air or like do his like up special or something. He's got kind of weird moves in a sense where like his dunk is kind of weird compared to his counterpart, Raphael, who I think is actually stupid right now because of the shurikens, because of like everything to do with like his charge attacks and stuff. Even though his like up tilt doesn't work right, it's like an anti-air that doesn't work, even though it has like the little swoosh animation or like the swoosh animation. I still think that he's really hard to get in on, maybe because I play April and I don't have a projectile to really camp him back, but he can definitely like sit there and throw projectiles, and then once he gets going, he gets going. But if you keep him out, you edge guard him with his recovery. I think on a recovery basis, his recovery is not that impressive, but it's the charge attacks that save him. He has a charge attack that like helps him horizontally and vertically, so he has like ways to get back outside of just his specials, and I think that's impressive on his end. But Donatello, I feel like he has to either, if you keep track of his like teleportation, I feel like it's not that bad because like he's gonna throw it, whereas Raphael doesn't have that trickster ability. He's kind of more straightforward to deal with, but he's also got stupid stuff that are strong, and I'm glad the edge cancel stuff is getting getting out of this game. Nigel Thornberry, I think he might be the worst character in the game. I'm not gonna lie. He has, I think, one setup for his smashing, and that's it. Even though he has the jumps, even though he has everything, he's just a weird character. Like I said, guys, before in the other tier list, like he's just weird. I said in his spotlight too that I thought he looks really cool, he looks good and all that, but you have to play him a certain way and you have to master that weirdness. He's a very weird character, and I feel like because he can't access that part of his kit like Jigglypuff can in Melee or in Ultimate, where she can rest, even having that move that bursts somebody that hard is not that useful if you can't get in or do anything, you know what I mean? Jenny, I think Jenny might be at the bottom of B, maybe middle of B, we'll see, because I fought a few Jennies. I fought one in bracket, I fought a bunch online. The thing about Jenny is like they all try to camp you, and that's the only thing Jennies think about. If Jennies actually got serious and like learned how to combo on top of scaring somebody into, you know, being conditioned to doing things, I feel like they would be a menace of a character. I feel like we could make an optimal tier list and like who played at perfection is the best, and I feel like Jenny would be at least like high A if she was played better, but a lot of them don't play her a certain way. They kind of don't push her advantage as hard as I want or punish as hard. I feel like they are really good with her for spamming, but not so much as when you get in on somebody. Like if they get like they explode, and a lot of them I feel like don't really like know what to do. for her recovery and stuff like that. They try to be tricky, but it's not very tricky. She's kind of straightforward, but at the same time, if you can add a little bit of spice, she would be better, I feel like. But in the meta today, I see her being a mid-tier of B. Gerald. I think Gerald might be bad. I mean, he might be worse than Jimmy Neutron, only because Jimmy, he has like that big brain mode where like if you can brain blast, haha. If you can like do these like big brain plays, you'll win. But it's got to be precise and a lot. And if somebody knows what they're doing, it's kind of going to cuck you. It's kind of the same thing with Gerald. He wants to do certain things. He wants to get in on you in certain ways, and he wants to do certain combos on you. I fought a lot of Geralds, a ton of them online, and I can tell you right now that the ones that are really good, they try to camp, but it really doesn't work out because your projectiles can get beat out by like a nair, right? Like if I nair as Azula, or if I nair in as like April, you can't really do anything to stop me from like hitting your projectile and like also progressing forward, right, at the same time. He has that problem, but he can also do some really crazy looking combos, some cool ones, but they don't kill, and I don't know why. Like, I've been hit by some saucy stings and I just don't die, but that's pretty much where I think he is right now, because he can do some crazy stuff, and he has the combo game, he has the scary projectiles, he has like the chase down that he can do if he has the mindset to actually approach with certain things. Like if he's approaching with the projectile, it's really hard to deal with if you don't have a projectile, but if he's not approaching with the football, then it doesn't really matter. He's got that annoying factor, but I feel like it's toned down a lot. I haven't really seen any combos that lead into his level 3 super, but we'll see over time how the meta evolves for him. He's pretty good on his up smash in the air. I like that he can kill pretty early on that. But outside of that, I feel like that's his only saving grace, is being able to chase vertically. Ren and Stimpy. They definitely had to be worse than where I'm putting them. I think they're pretty good. I've only lost to one, but I fought a lot of them, surprisingly. The only cool thing that they have is like the super car. Like if they use their car and do a super slime car of it, it like goes under the map and it's like really far. It's like far as Wario Kart, maybe further, because it goes very fast, and then like it doesn't fall like fast. It kind of like almost like mingles there for a little bit. And I think that they're very interesting and very entertaining, but some of their moves don't work. There's a lot of things I've seen on Twitter, and I fought them too, where like they'll hit the counter and then nothing happens when they let it rip. Like there's a lot of bugs I think that are getting worked out over time. I feel like maybe he'll be bottom of B if some things get changed. I feel like he's not that bad. It's just like I've been seeing and fighting a lot of them, and I just feel like a lot of them either don't understand what they need to do with his kit right now, or he is that bad and I just like can beat them because he just can do the same thing over and over again. He's gonna throw a log, he's gonna try to recover the same way every time, and if you just like ledge trap them, I mean, what they can't do anything, you know. All right, Korra. I think you guys are gonna be all surprised where I'm putting Korra. I think Korra could be A tier, but I think that she might be at B tier just because I fight a lot of them, and I fought a lot. And when I say a lot of them, I mean literally as much as Azula almost, because I don't know what it is, but people love her, and I think it's because her mobility and her side special is pretty good. The thing about it is that when you fight them, you know when Korra's in the side special, or you know how they're going to recover. I've been like two framing a lot of them when they try to up special at the ledge. Their up special is not impressive to me. Pretty much is the reason why I win half the time, is because I just get them off the ledge and that's it. Or I don't edge guard them at all because it's hard for them to get back sometimes. Like that vertical struggle for them, if they don't slime cancel, or if they don't like super up special, like with the slime up special, then they die. And the hit of up B's okay, like her up special's okay if she hits you with it, and sometimes she will hit you with it, but who cares? Like I just reset neutral after I get hit by it, so it doesn't really change anything for me. Ember. So I don't think Ember's that good. Maybe she's above the other characters that I have at the bottom of D tier solely because she's got some things going for her that are cool. She doesn't care about neutral. She cares about hitting you. If your neutral game is not that great, she has great big moves, but I feel like she's slow. Her recovery is bad enough to where like I can justify maybe even putting her next to Nigel, just because like her recovery is so lackluster that you can just keep hitting her one time over and over again, or like waiting for it to end and just hitting her and she can't do anything. She's going to either get hit or barely make it back every time, and it's going to be a test of their mentality or the same. If they recover the same exact way, if they recover low, they're going to die, because if they get hit one time, they're not going to get back. Squidward. This character is a menace, dude. This character is so good. He is so annoying too. You can do these sort of combos, and you can use your clarinet to like as a projectile to force your opponent into making an option or making a decision and trying to figure out what they want to do with what's happening to them. They either have to make a choice or you make a choice by forcing them to make one with the clarinet. Sometimes you can even just ledge trap with the clarinet and then just go over another option if they ledge jump. He's got regrabs. He's got a good recovery, which is surprising because I didn't know you could actually like change the angle of it, which is crazy. crazy. And I've been realizing more and more that he's got a lot of things like the rage. I completely forgot about the rage, but when there's a really good Squidward, you can tell that they know how to play him because they are faster, meaner. They definitely can combo you over and over again. I fought quite a lot of them too online because people love him. I love that character too. He's very funny. His voice lines are great and his skins are pretty goddamn good. But I think that his problem is also the recovery slash like getting edge guarded, ledge trapped. If he doesn't make it back a certain way, he just gets bopped over and over. His recovery can be tricky because he can slap you if you don't shield it at the right time. So he definitely has like that like skill check move about him, but that's what makes him good. I think SpongeBob is like obviously like Squidward. I think all three of them might be near each other, but these two are the most close in terms of tiers to me. They feel like the end of A tier just because they can check you so hard and just kill you. It's nuts about what they can do. And so SpongeBob himself is like Mario in Smash Ultimate. He is a combo character, very combo heavy, very read heavy. If he reads you, you're dead. Like if he gets you, you're dead. But his recovery is so much better. And a lot of characters wish they had this kind of recovery where like it's hard to contest his side special because his side special is like turns him to a fishbowl and his like priority on everything. Like, I've tried to hit him with a lot of characters and I bet you I could probably only hit him with a few moves. Every time I try to hit that move, it beats me back, right? So he's kind of hard. You either have to perfectly space against him or you have to like combo him back so badly that he just dies. And his recovery is not that great in terms of vertical recovery. If you hit him even one time, I don't really know if I can confidently say he'd come back. He'd have to slime cancel or slime up B. So he's very good. I like him a lot. Patrick, I feel like he's actually kind of stupid. His kill power is what makes him so good, but his, he's Patrick. He can't really come back that often. Like he has a all right recovery. Like his recovery extension, he got extended a lot in terms of like his recovery. I feel like he's further, and I feel like the stages are not as wide or like unforgiving on the ledge. So I feel like he recovers majority of the time, and it is kind of scary to go down there because he can do the Patrick back shots where he just keeps up specialing you. And when you try to edge guard him and he can just keep re-grabbing you. So it's a scary character to go against if you don't know what to do against him. And I lost in a tournament against a Patrick who I didn't even know this, but he can actually grab you and he wins if he goes to the blast zone with you. I can't remember which grab it is. But if he grabs you, and he goes off the map, he wins, which happened to me once. So I did not know that. And that makes Patrick lethal, I think. There's 50-50s by the ledge. So if you mess up, you do a committal move and Patrick sees that, he can actually grab you and then go to SD. Jump off the map. Like he's actually insane. Be wary of that. Patrick's pretty goddamn good. And I thought that he wouldn't be that great, but he actually is. Plankton. He's either top of B, which he might be, or he bottom of the A. We'll put him in top of B for now. I feel like he might be top of A. I feel like if you stuff him out, it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? I definitely thought that he was the worst character in the game. Though I think some of his moves do not work, I still think that his moves are broken. And I thought that he was good. But after seeing some of the the combos that people are doing more and more, I'm more of a believer that he's more broken. But I still think if they didn't nerf him in the beta, he would have been actually really good. People would have probably thought he was collectively like top of A, right? But I feel like because of that, it's going to make him worse off. I feel like that made him a little different and they're going to nerf him more because people are going to say, oh, he's either too bad or not good enough. He either needs to have buffs in other parts of his kit and like fix the grabs, but he can do some disgusting combos and I'll give him that for sure. Like he has some really good slime cancel game. Like his recovery is also pretty good with the heavy moves counting towards his recovery. His aerial even his up air like gives him a little height, which is kind of crazy. He can Shia Kazing by the ledge and like surprise you with an explosion. So I think that he's not that bad of a character and he's pretty good. It's just that he is definitely like exploitable in the fact that if you just go out there and hit him after he's done doing whatever move, he just dies. He has no vertical like comeback at all. They have no bar, they just die. April O'Neil. I think that April is actually insane and she might be the top of A tier and she is my main. I think she might be the 5th best character in the game right now in terms of 1.2. I think she might be underneath Danny and Raphael, right above Reptar, because I've beaten a lot of them. And I feel like every character under her she can beat, and I've beaten them. And the characters above me are harder to beat as April, but they are also doable. I fought Cake Assault's Garfield, which is way different than the other Garfields. And I fought a lot of Lucy's online, a lot of Azula's online, a lot of El Tigres. And I've seen some in person, beaten a lot of Azulas. Like I've beaten like 95% of Azulas, and I beat majority of Garfield. Same thing with the other two characters. Like I feel like she can beat them. It's just that her kit is not as exploitable as theirs, right? They don't she doesn't have as much hit stun. She has to be sort of like a Chic Falcon where she gets these reads and she gets these like interesting combos on you because she has to get re-grabs and like actual tech chase reads on somebody to get something going. Her up smash is pretty good. Her out of shield is not that great. It's pretty meh. I think that her specials are not bad at all. I think they're great. I think her camera kind of sucks. Like in terms of like her actual projectile camera, I think her projectile camera is good for like creating space and opening people up a little bit sometimes if you want to pressure them with projectile, but it's just so weak that it doesn't really feel like it does anything. And also her ratings, you can combo into her neutral special from jab, but I feel like because they're changing how she's going to work in the next patch that it's not going to be as exploitable with her ratings because you kind of just get them for no reason. And so they're changing it so how she gets it going to be a little different instead of just having it, because I feel like I just have it for no reason, but it's just a random rest. Like Nigel, I'll just randomly have it on lock and just have it there, but I don't expect it to hit. But when it does land, it kills super early. It's like ridiculous. So I think she has a lot going for her, especially because of ratings and her boom arm. I feel like nobody can really deal with my neutral charge and aerial neutral charges. I feel like they can't really deal with like her boom arm and her like nair. If you like drag the nair back a little bit, you can even like outspace the shield grab or grab, and you can just re-grab them because they're gonna try to grab you every time. I feel like soft nair on her is really nice. It's like a Zula nair, but like weaker to a point where like you can get grabs out of it because you can just like fall on people with nair and then grab and then nair again and then up air, drag down, grab, right? So she has a lot of very cool, very unique like play styles. The way I play her is very much like I'm playing melee. I play her like a re-grab, tech chase slash like lead trap character. I play her well, I play her camera game a little differently, and I like her down special because it's like ZSS. She has like another jump essentially where she can kind of fake out and she can use it from ledge where it'll like pop people up and you can up air them sometimes and drag them down like Joker. And I think it's really cool to play her. She's my favorite to play in the whole cast. She's my favorite NASB 1, so I had bias, but she's definitely better. Like I feel like she's not as one-dimensional where she just go down there and double dunk. Now you actually can do a lot of different ways to play her. So I feel like if you like her, you want to play a character like that, like I'm gonna make a guide on her in the future, but I think she's one of the best characters in the game. If not, you know, where I put her, I think she's still within like a 4 to 5 range of that. I think she's either right above Reptar or, you know, right where she's at, right? So she's better than the majority of the cast. She just has to work really hard. And I think that if you were fighting a character and you're struggling to figure out who you like as a character, I feel like she's got it all. Like if you want a character that can do it all, play April O'Neil. If you want a character that you can be really good with at the same time also doing like fun options or things that can mix up a little bit, I will say her approach is kind of a little bit different than other characters and a little bit more weak. I would say a little bit more weak than other characters, but I will say once you get in there, it is scary for them and they have to react. And you can also edge guard pretty scarily. So she's scary as hell in general. Fun character. I think she's right there. All right, so this has been my tier list. I don't think I have to order them anymore. I feel like they are all in a spot that I'm pretty happy with. So this is my 1.2 ranked NASB 2 tier list of who I think is the best in the game right now. Who do you guys think is the best in the game, and who is your guys' mains? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys like what you're seeing, you guys like this video and you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you can see everything I do every gosh darn week, soldier, and share this video out and let everybody know that 1.3 patch is coming soon. And I'll see you again next time in the future, soldier. Goodbye. That was fun. If you guys like other videos like this, I have a video right here with my tier list. We're gonna have some other videos up on the screen too that you guys can enjoy as well. See you next time, soldier. Goodbye. Ooh. We ride.